Hey, everybody, this is Mary.
And this is Julie.
And you are listening to the High Priestess Hype Club. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Our second attempt at this recording.
Try it again.
Oh, yeah. We had a cackle fit at the last time we tried to record this episode.
It's like more than 24 hours later.
Right.
I just need you guys to know we never recovered.
No, it's true. We never did. We never did. So, all right. Here we go. We're going to talk about dreams.
Yay!
And yes.
Shit. Oh God. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
No, we're going to talk about dreams.
We're going to talk about dreams.
Interesting. There's a lot you can learn about yourself, others, in your dreams. The intro was so good. Go ahead.
No, you're fine, girl. You're fine. So this first episode, we're actually going to make two parts. This first episode is going to be about how you work with dreams, how you can remember them, because a lot of questions I get are about how can I remember them or how can I interpret what's going on. So the second part of this, the second episode is going to be about how you actually interpret and the symbols that go along with it. But we're going to talk about the ways you can start working with them. So
we're on track.
We're on track.
We're on track. 2 episodes. Watch out. Here we go.
All right. So let me talk a little bit about how dreams really work with you, like the subconscious mind. So as a hypnotist, I know when I work with people and working with their beliefs, we work with the subconscious mind and we turn down the conscious mind to get there. Well, that also happens in dream time. Your conscious mind is turning down and your conscious mind is really what's engaged right now. You're paying attention to us, you're reading something maybe, or you're driving along, your conscious mind's engaged. But when you're working with the subconscious mind, that's all your dreams and your beliefs, all your like old programming, the tapes that play in your mind, and a bit of spirit communication. So dream time, if you have, say, like ancestor visits, like you dream of someone who's passed away, or you're working out some other stuff in your dreams, I mean, it can give you a lot of clues because that subconscious mind is wide open and that's where intuition and all that sits. So yeah. So that's why I tell people, do not fall asleep with your TV on, because your subconscious mind's wide open and it's recording all of that. And then you're dreaming of buying like George Foreman pans.
Dude, George Foreman grills. Or
right, the grills.
No, you're cool. Or like I saw suddenly all I could think of was like way back in the day before like we had like sleep timers on our televisions or whatever, or like Netflix stops you anyway and you're like, no, I am still watching this.
Yes, thank you.
Like where it would be like, what was it? Oh my God. You see, David, we're already gonna have to cut something. But it was like the new age music would come on. Like you just wake up and it's the new age commercial for the CD.
Oh, right. Yes.
Never mind. That would actually be helpful. That's more along the lines of binaural beats as opposed to like, oh, I fell asleep to the behavior panel and I've been listening
to them talk about serial killers for the past 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
This
person killed their family.
Right.
This is how we know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, how their eyes are blinking. Right. Why did my dream why was I dreaming someone was chasing me with an axe? I don't understand.
Why.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So that's a big one, guys. Do not put something on at night that could roll into something you don't really want in your subconscious, because those ideas will come in and they can affect your dreams. So,
oh yeah, I had my YouTube roll over once from something like yoga nidra or something like that to like more behavior panel style stuff once. That was awkward. So yeah, let's watch out for that. And you have a good idea of like sleep timers. If you need something to fall asleep to, you don't have to be like me and listen to The Office all night if you set a 30-minute sleep timer.
There you go. But listen, we are big fans of the behavioral panel. If you ever watch them.
Oh my God, I love them.
They're amazing. We love them. So, and I got to tell you, I will also just side note, and you can remember, this can come up in dreams, guys. It gets a little clearer sometimes in dreams, but you can watch what they're talking about on behavioral panel and people and their eye movements or like how their hands are moving and things like that. And sometimes like you can see that in a dream and be like, oh, I forgot they did that.
Oh,
so sometimes you can gather some information in dreams too.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Cause you can replay something in your mind and something connects.
So question,
Yeah.
if we're talking about how we're using our dreams, how
Yeah.
would you, are you talking about like working out a situation that happened in your day during your dreams? How would you
Yeah.
set that up for yourself?
Yeah. So I am a visual person.
Mhm.
So what I would do is I would sit down with my notebook. I'd have a little dream journal next to my bed,
Mhm.
my little table, and I'd write the idea, the question or the situation in my notebook because then
Ooh.
I'm connecting it with my vision. You can even add on saying it out loud if you want. And
Yeah.
then when you go to bed, say, I want to work out the situation in my mind tonight in my dreams. Let me be able to remember them before I go to bed. So it's setting that intention. And
Mhm.
then out you go and let the mind work.
See, there's a pro. That's so much more structured than I am. That's like one night recently, Mary was like, ask for them to tell you something in your dream. If you have a question, like ask for, the spirits, whoever you want. And my whole process was like, just let me know something I need to know. It was, it, it
Mm.
was a tough night. So maybe take Mary's advice. Be a little more
Or
structured. Be a little more intentional on how you
Mhm.
set that, unless you're ready for possibly some wild stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Because the next night when the next time we talked, you said to me, "So I had these weird dreams last night." And I was like, "Hey, what happened?" And you told me what you said, and I'm like, "Well, you told them to tell you something you needed to know. You didn't get specific about it being, like, a good thing."
Like a
But
positive thing.
right. Mhm. It's like,
I was
"Oh,
like, "Yeah, okay, fair, fair,
yeah,
fair,
fair."
fair, fair,
You
fair,
know,
fair, fair."
spirits think one thing, we think another, it's
They're
yeah.
like, "Bitch, you gotta know this. You asked.
Ow, you
Here
asked.
you
Yeah.
go."
I didn't mean
It's
to
like when your
ow.
tarot cards just read you to fill,
Mhm.
but
The
yeah,
same thing,
same
except
energy, same energy.
dreams.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
So it's important with dreams also to know that sometimes you're going to have nights where you just need the rest. Your mind
Oh,
just needs the
yeah.
rest. So it might not be working out certain things. Now, I will absolutely say I am not an expert on those different states that you drop into from that regard in dream state. But I do
Yeah.
know that sometimes, depending on how tired you are, you just don't get that REM sleep. Do I have that right? It's REM. You just don't get it. So you might not dream, which is okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah,
And
and I
sometimes
think
go ahead, Jules.
I was gonna say, I think sometimes too, depending on how in practice you are, like, sometimes it's harder for people to remember their dreams than others.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you can work on, and as you practice it, you can remember them longer,
Yep.
or,
Yep.
you are better at like detailing what happened. And sometimes it is just like, how tired was I when this went down in the first place, right? Like,
Right.
how much memory space do I have to hold on to this, and how long can I hold on to it?
Right. Right. It's true. And I think sometimes also I think your brain, it does this thing where it tries to protect you. So you might not be working out a
Yeah.
situation until you're really ready to work it out. So if you're working on a situation and you're like, I'm really not getting any information, it might not be the time. So
That's a
that's
good
the
point
other
too.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, don't get disappointed by that. I think it's more of just like, okay, maybe I need to step back from it and work on something within myself and try that
Yeah.
through my dreams.
I also have, I don't know if other people have this. I'm either going to out myself as a complete weirdo, or somebody might be like, "Oh yeah, that happens to me too." I think when it happens a lot when I'm trying to process a lot of like personal information, much less like, "Oh, work was hard," more like I'm doing a lot of internal work and stuff. I have the specific one of them. It's a house that I've gone to like in
Mhm.
my dreams since I was like, I don't know, probably early 20s, that
Mhm.
it's like a puzzle, and I've gotten
Mhm.
better at working it out each
Mhm.
time. So
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, hopefully somebody else does that and I'm not just crazy, but it's almost like it turns lucid, and then
Mhm.
like it's you're working your way through it.
So I have the same dream. So either I'm outing myself as a weirdo or, again, hi everyone.
Hey, at least it's two
Um,
of us
it's two
and
of
we're doing a
us.
podcast together,
Exactly.
so we're in good
Woo! Yeah,
company.
we didn't plan that. Um, Look at that. But yeah, I feel like I'm walking through the rooms and I'm doing different things in the rooms.
Mhm.
As I walk through, I see different people in the room. So I feel like that's a lot of like working out life stuff.
Yeah.
That also, that's a reoccurring dream, and also car, like I'm in my car or I'm
Mhm.
driving down certain roads or things like that. But there's definitely, I'm in a
That's
vehicle.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the vehicle kind of stuff. So those are a lot of reoccurrences for me. And both of them to me, which we'll talk again about interpretation in our next
Sure.
episode. But to me, that's life stuff. It's working out life stuff. So there's
Yeah.
different ways though that they're worked out. So we'll talk about that too. A lot of my dreams too, I really enjoy because I see folks that passed away in my
Oh,
past. Yeah.
yeah.
So I get visitations, which, and guys, it's not like I get them every night. I don't want people to be like, oh, I haven't had one in a long time. It's okay.
Yeah.
But every once in a while when I get those, it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
so nice to
it's
see them.
nice. It is nice. And you've talked me through this a couple times where I'm like, I don't realize it until the next day. And I'm like, oh man, I was really like kind of 18 in that dream and like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go do this, Dad. And then it was like, oh, but Dad was there. And hang out with him. But I've had nice ones where like right after like my dad passed away and then about a year later, one of his good friends who was a family friend too did. And I had a dream that we were in that family's house and they were like playing pool together and like having a good time. And we were all just like hanging out. And that was nice. I remember that one a lot. Like, I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think sometimes they'll come and tell you stuff too. Just depends on the person.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because you guys are going to laugh, but after my dad died, so he died in 2014, that year I had a few dreams about him. And one of them, he came in a dream and told me to tell Mom to watch herself on the stove. I'm like, this is what you
came to tell
this
me.
is what you came to tell me. But thank goodness, because she was lighting candles with a piece of paper rolled up.
Oh, maybe don't.
And I caught her doing that one day and I was like, is that what you've been doing all this time? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'll get you the long matches. Like I got, but I was like, thanks,
this Dad.
Is why,
Dad. Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. I'm like, wait, this is the big message.
Third fire safety episode in a row. Don't light candles with rolled up sheets of paper.
Oh no, please don't do that.
You can't help it in your house.
Oh,
get an aim and flame.
Right. Oh, I was like, what do you do?
Get a long match.
Yeah. So thank you, Dad.
Fire safety.
Right. For fire. I was like, what?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Delba.
Yes, we appreciate it. But that's some of the stuff I get. But I also had a dream about Dad where, and this one it's a little sad to me.
Yeah.
But I was in a train station with him. And I was and I was hugging him. We were hugging and he was saying, I said, Dad, I want to go with you. And he said, you can't go with me where I'm going. We were hugging each other and he said, you got to let me go. And I said, I know, but I don't want to. And then he got on the train, and we said goodbye and I was like, oh, I woke up, but I felt like it was,
dude.
Yeah, he was moving forward, which is good. And he's still around, but I think he was like, yeah, I've done everything I need to do here. You guys got it.
Well, that's like, and I know this is a little side topic of this, but I mean,
side note,
right? You said something from us.
Never. No.
Never. But I think you mentioned from like a medium perspective, like, don't people slowly like kind of step farther away after they've passed? So that was kind of an increment of stepping away. Is that what we mean?
Yeah. I think Dad was, he really felt like he was very present the first year that he had passed. We all could see all kinds of signs and feel him around. And not that we still do, but it was much more like on top of us almost. Now we just see it and we're like, oh, hey, Dad, it's different. Right. Yeah. But that first year he was very, very present. And that's after that first year is when I had the dream. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I got it. But
that's really beautiful too.
Yeah.
Though, dude. Like,
oh. And I just thought of it now, like kind of thinking back on it. It was the most beautiful train station. It was like the silver, but it was like, it was steel, but it was like angelic. I can't even really explain, but it was beautiful. It was just that like fuzzy kind of feeling to it. It's not here, but it is here. Yeah. So, if you guys ever experience that, yes, kinda. The veil. Yeah. Don't question those guys. Don't question those. Those are visitations and dreams. Definitely. We'll tell you that. So, but a really important thing in dream work is to have that notebook next to your bed or your recorder, whatever way you want to capture it. Because as soon as you wake up, your memory starts to fade as far as your dreams. So as sooner you get to write that down, the better off you are. I will also say, if you're like me, I have to get up in the middle of the night. So if you get up in the middle of the night and you're sort of awake and you're like, oh, I was in the middle of this dream. Like once you are at peace with your bladder, come back and write it down. What's going on that, even if you have some keywords, then you can recall what you were dreaming about. So
Okay.
I've done that. I've woken up and been like, oh, I forgot I was dreaming about the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a good point because I
mhm.
often don't write that down in that attempt to be like,
I'll
don't wake my
remember.
brain up so much
Right.
that like I can't go back to sleep kind of situation. But then I don't remember.
Right.
See, we all have our work to do.
No, we all do. Same, same. Oh no, same. Because I've walked by. I'm famous for this. Oh, I'll remember in the morning. I never
Nope, it's gone.
ever remember. It's gone.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
So put a post-it note thing. This is how I always try to find a solution, right? So I have post-it notes. So like if I do that, and in the morning I can just transfer it. So I don't
Ooh,
have to worry
that's a good
about finding a
idea.
page. Like, yeah, I can do it on a post-it note. And then the other thing is I have one of those little like reading lights that you clip to books. Little
Yeah,
books. So then you can pop that on real quick if you need to. And it's just a little light. So you're not fumbling with your cell phone.
not a
Because
lot of light.
right. Yeah, no, you just want a little
Start
light.
fumbling with my cell phone. Suddenly I'm scrolling. Suddenly it's 3 hours
Right.
later.
And what was the dream?
Oh, it's time to get up. Oh, wait. I have a
I
dream.
forgot. Did I? Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah.
So yeah, or have like your voice memos open on your phone or whatever and record it and then go back to sleep, whatever it is, but try to capture it. And you don't have to have a full-blown thing if you don't have time, but get some notes down. Anything's better than nothing, as we always say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And clips of dreams or like a symbol, you're like, oh, all I remember is this or that. That's fine because it may reoccur, it may show again.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you only get pieces of dreams so that you can fill in the blanks. Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah. Like I had a client once that came to me about a dream. They were at a computer and they were like looking through stuff and they were saying, I was at this computer and I couldn't figure out what I was looking for. And I was like, well, is there any reason for you to like be at the computer a lot? Like, and they were like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm applying to school. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's like you should apply to the school that you're looking for. And they were like, oh yeah, I had, then like other things started to fill in a little bit. They were like, oh, I had this brochure on my desk. I forget what school it was. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's like, maybe you should
Oh,
apply.
interesting.
Yeah. So sometimes it's just kind of putting the pieces together.
I think
Um,
next time that happens, I'll focus on that instead of being the person I am in a dream who's like, why can't I read this?
right.
Like, I can't read it. And then I'm
Right.
like, oh, fuck, I'm in a dream. It's right. Damn it.
Damn
But
it.
then I'm missing the whole message overall, apparently.
Well,
So
maybe. I mean, maybe it's like
maybe,
you're filling in, you
maybe
have
it's
to
a
fill
stress
in.
dream.
It could be
Yeah.
a stress dream too. Mhm. And I think we'll talk about that where it's a message dream versus a stress dream. Because we do have
Interesting.
them. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do have them. I used to have before I got married, I was having stress dreams that like I lost my dress.
Yeah.
We could the church was locked. Like, you know what I mean? It was all kinds of stress dreams. So everything went fine for the wedding.
Yeah.
There, everything went fine there. But I'm just saying. But that's what I mean. Like I was just worried about all these little details. So those
Yeah.
yeah, but big events, guys, you'll have big presentations. If you're graduation, even like good, like happy events, you'll have stress dreams.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't worry about that. But it may be a reminder to like double check, like, oh,
Right. Maybe
is
what is
that
it
all set?
specifically? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But if it's something like you go into your dining hall and it's no food,
Mhm.
that might be a different stress stream. So, yeah, but yeah, I'm just pay attention to the little details if you can.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So, but that's a good way to work with dreams.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing I'll mention is again with your subconscious mind
Yeah.
and kind of going back to the TV idea,
Yeah.
you can also experiment with different music, like the binaural beats.
Sure.
I like some
Set
of
the
the
mood.
set the mood. Yeah, I like some of the lo-fi stuff that's out there. I think some of that's pretty
I
cool.
like some good lo-fi.
Yeah, lo-fi is good. So it's just drifting off, and you can kind of play with that with your mind to see if it brings up different ideas. So, like for example,
Ooh.
you want to work out something with a relationship, you can always put it together a playlist of music you guys liked or like.
Aw. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
Or
I
if you
was all Go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead. No, you
I was
go.
gonna say also, or you might be able to find the ones that are like hertz aligned with like heart chakra. That's
Mhm.
real woo. But
Yeah.
you could find that kind of stuff too, like if you're trying to work on a certain
Mhm.
relationship, heart chakra, or like if you're having trouble speaking up in one, do you get like a throat chakra
Yeah.
situation and then see if the next day you can't stop telling them everything. But no.
Everything. Reading them to filth, whatever that is, right?
Right, right.
Um, well, you know, in one of our other episodes, we talked about music and magic and how we use music to
Mhm.
create magic and manifest.
Mhm.
This can be used at night too. So I think about things like you're trying to bring a certain relationship in your life. You know, this music out there that talks about long-term relationships, or you're trying to bring more abundance. I mean, there's all kinds of music out there, especially about money and,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
things like that. So you can create a playlist like that too.
And I think it's interesting too, because like I know this is kind of off topic. I've said this before,
Right.
but I think it comes around where like if you start doing like I do sometimes like hypnosis, like guided meditation stuff before bed. And if
Mhm.
it's around a certain topic, sometimes my dreams reflect because it's only like 20 minutes. So see what
Right.
your dreams reflect after that, right? How
Right.
are you processing out that messaging? Or is somebody coming to help you process that messaging?
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So experiment, guys, I guess is what we're saying. You know, experiment. And
yeah.
also don't get frustrated if you start out and you're like, I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything. You're training your brain to work with you through your dreams. It just needs a little time to calibrate. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might notice too that when you're doing that kind of stuff that like maybe your sleep's kind of tough.
Mm,
If you're sometimes you click in so hard, you work really hard
yeah.
like one night, take a night off, take a couple nights off. Like it's
Right.
kind of like any kind of training, you've got to have some like recovery time
Very true.
or yeah.
Hmm. You
So
know, you go to the gym, a lot of people will say you got to recover, you got to give yourself a break, even if you just don't do arms one day and you do legs. You know,
right.
it's the same thing. You have to give your body the recovery time. You have to give your mind the recovery time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
learned that one the hard way.
Same. Yeah.
Learn from us, friends.
Yes.
Don't do
Do
it to
not.
yourself.
Don't. No. So our next episode is going to be how you interpret. We've got some ideas about symbols and different reoccurring dreams and things that could be stress dreams or messages. So we're going to talk all
Yeah.
about the interpretation the next time. But in the meantime, Jules, how can people find us?
Well, you can find us at our website at hypeclub.live, where we now have transcriptions and descriptions, and we're posting the episodes so you can have reference to them there. You
Mhm.
can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at High Priestess Hype Club. You can email us at highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com and just hit us up.
Yeah. Hit us up, please, because we want to hype you up. Hit us up so we can hype you up.
Hit us up so we can
And
hype you
hype
up.
you up.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes. And guys, as always, as we say, we will see you next time. And remember, you are magic. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at High Priestess Hype Club and subscribe to us on whatever platform you're currently listening to us on now because we're back every Thursday to hype you up. Email us at highpriestesshypeclub@gmail.com and tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.